To the Nubian Museum and welcome to the city of Aswan. First of all, Aswan is a beautiful city. It's a good time to be spent in the winter time. It's a little bit hot in the summer. The city of Aswan was called in ancient time Sweenet, which it means a place for making business. Traders used to come from the north of Egypt. Traders used to come from the Sudan country because southern of Egypt is a Sudan country. So they used to come and exchange their products with each other. So the Egyptian traders get the Sudanese products and the Sudanese traders get the Egyptian ones and they get back to their own countries. After that the city was called Aswan and then we call it today Aswan. Aswan at the southern of Egypt. And this is why there is an island here in Aswan, or a temple. It's called Philae Temple. The temple of Philae, it's called Philae because the name of the island that it was in, it's called Philae. Philae is a Greek word, which it means the end or the last place of Egypt. Just in 1902, the British, when they were here in Egypt, they start building a dam. It's called the Old Dam of Aswan. Building the old dam of Aswan, damaging some of the temples here in Aswan. Then later on, when the Egyptian in 1960, they start building a big dam that's called the High Dam of Aswan. Lots of temples submerged under the water of the Nile. Unfortunately, lots of houses of the Nubian people submerged under the water. And nobody can save these ones or these houses. So the Egyptian authority at this time, they start to launch an appeal to UNESCO organization who came at once and start working very hard and saving some of the temples like Abu Simbel Temple, like Philae temples and some other temples. But the Nubian people, they were obliged to leave their houses. Around 1,000 people, 100,000 people of the Nubian people, they left their houses and they moved away. Some of them, they start having their houses in the west bank of Aswan. It's called the Nubian village or Nubian houses. And some others, they are moved from Egypt and they are living now in the Sudan country. And the Egyptian authority actually did their best to help them and they supplied them with new places and new houses and so on. So Aswan is considered as the link between two different cultures, the Egyptian culture and the Nubian one or the Nubian culture. The word Nubia or Nubian is derived from the word Nob, which it means gold, because Aswan, it was on the way to golden mines. So the Egyptian authority, or the one responsible of the ancient Egyptian places, they found out that they should help the Nubian people more. And they started in 1997 building a big one or a big museum here. It's called the Nubian Museum, and they get lots of stuff from different places, okay, and they kept here in this museum. But not just actually a Nubian one or Nubian objects, but they found Christian ones, Islamic ones, and Pharaonic ones, and they got all of these and they kept now here in this one or in this museum. More than 2,000 objects you are going to see inside this one and inside this museum. This one or this, because it's just a new museum, the organization of the objects here, it's much better than many other museums in the whole of Egypt. Why? Because this one, it was built in 1997, so you will see more organizations than the one of Cairo, the Egyptian Museum in Cairo. And by the way, because we find the Egyptian Museum in Cairo, it's not enough for all the objects that we have, so we started already a big building to move all the objects from the old museum to a new one or to a new museum. First of all, let's go down to have a look to the map of Egypt to be sure where we are and how we go and how our cruise is going to start and the most important places in the whole of Egypt. Okay, so let's go this way.